Hey everyone, welcome to another live video. This is an unusual time for me to do a live video, but I just had some thoughts that I wanted to share with you guys, and so I decided to do one. It's 5:35 p.m. here in Chiang Mai. I just finished a long day of roaming around and doing things and all of that. And I'm back home again. Thank you. Thank you for this apartment universe. Thank you for this introvert heaven, as Wayne calls it. And so I was walking on the street today and I noticed this person, this man, older white gentleman, Farang as they call him here, and he was walking around with his hands down but in fists. So he seemed relaxed while he was walking, but his hands were clenched in fists, and they were actually clenched really tight so that I could see the veins popping out in his hands. So he's actually was holding a lot of tension in his body. Now that in itself is a warning sign for me, because I realize the more I watch people how much tension we all hold in our bodies, and no matter how much yoga you do, you constantly are building and putting tension upon yourself because of all the caffeine that we put into our body, all the sugar, all the stressors, all the noise pollution, all the random pollution out there, everything, work stress, friend stress, whatever it might be. And so I'm noticing this man walking around, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to put that man in my novel one day. One day I'm going to write a story where this man is going to be walking around, or my heroine or hero is going to be walking around, and they're going to see this man walking around with his hands clenched like that, and he's going to, the heroine's going to take that as a sign, as a warning sign, as a warning bell that they shouldn't trust this man. And so I started thinking about that, and I thought to myself, I want to perhaps make this a mandatory thing in all of the different classes in the world, all the different schools, high schools, middle schools, whatever, all the kindergartens. I want to make it so that it is mandatory for you to be curious and open to everything that's going on around you. So that means that if you are sitting down on a chair or a table with other people, and you're on your phone and you're not engaging with that person, or you're not looking around and engaging with your environment, or you're not engaging with the menu or the server or whatever it might be that's around you. If you're just on your phone and you're dead to the world, or if you're just dead in general without even being on your phone, I want to make it mandatory that those kind of people should be told instantaneously, stop doing that, and if they keep on doing that, then they should be punished in some way, in terms of the fact that they should be reminded over and over again that this is a world that we're living in, and the universe wants to engage with us on a daily basis. The universe is curious to engage with us and to see what we think about the world, and the world itself is curious about us. People are looking at us, wondering about who we are. We should be doing the same thing when we're roaming around the world. We should be engaging with the world as well. We should be talking to them. We should be looking at them. We should be curious about them. We should be thinking about them. We should be asking them questions. All of that stuff. And it is our responsibility to be curious, no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, no matter how tired we are, no matter if you're children or not. We don't need to lose that aspect of ourselves if we are adults. Adults don't necessarily have to be non-curious. I think there's this thing where if you're curious and if you ask a lot of questions, then you're portrayed as silly, or if you're portrayed as childish. If you're an adult, then you're cynical and you're bitter and you're cold and you're cruel and all that stuff, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be that way. So if I ever had a school, and I'm hoping that these videos are kind of like my own school where I get to teach people. And so one of my main tenets, one of my main teachings always would be to garner and to foster your curiosity, no matter how you do it. It doesn't matter how you do it. It doesn't matter when you do it, whatever it might be. All of that stuff doesn't matter. What I want you guys to think about is, how am I going to be more curious in my daily life? What am I going to be curious about today? What am I going to explore today? Recently, for some exercise that I was doing or some story I was writing, I started watching anime videos. Now, I've never watched anime before, and I'm the kind of person who thought that I would never watch anime. I started watching them. Obviously, there's a lot of objectifying of women in there. They're wearing garter belts and they're wearing mini skirts and all that stuff. That is absolutely the case. But there's a lot of story and a lot of conscious story in there. I'm thinking to myself, this is really deep. And so I have become curious about anime, and because I have that personality, because I'm always curious about everything, I was open to the idea of maybe perhaps watching anime, and I watched it, and now it's a part of me. Now it is me, and I can bring all of those teachings from anime into my stories. I can bring it into my daily life. I can bring it into my conversations. It makes me a richer person in general. It makes all the people around me richer as well, because I bring this into my conversations, and I'm able to listen to them. They're able to listen to me. It's a whole give and take relationship that might not happen if we're not curious and if we're not open. I hope this makes sense to you guys. I was just thinking about it, and I just wanted to share it with you guys because I see so many people just completely disengaged with the world on their phone, disengaged with the person that they're hanging out with. So many couples sitting on tables, not uttering a single word to each other, not even looking at the server when they're serving them, not looking around the environment, not noticing the rain that's pitter-pattering around them, not noticing that dog that walked past, God dog, not noticing the birds chirping around, just being so oblivious to the world around them. And I feel like, and I've had a friend say this before, I think that the universe cries every single time you don't engage with their magic, with their beauty, because it's like, well, I created all of this stuff for you to be conscious about, and all you're doing is you're being on your phone, or you're not engaging with me. And I feel like the universe feels sad about it, and I'm sure I'm being a little crazy right now, but I think it might be true. And so that's why I think when we do these kind of things, the universe really pushes us and does something really crazy in order to get our attention. We don't want that. We just want to be engaged all the time without the universe doing crazy things. We don't need the universe to do absolutely insane, fantastic things in order for us to pay attention. We can just pay attention just because all ordinary moments are extraordinary moments, and there are no ordinary moments. Everything is happening, and everything is piling on top of each other, and this is necessary. This moment is necessary for the rest of our lives to take place. So let's pay attention, let's be curious, and let's be open. I'll talk to you guys in the next time around, in the next video. If you guys want, you can check out my website, themillionairehippies.com. Bye for now.